Good morning. Alright, so I think market was playing a joke on everybody. April Fools, right? Got all the way up to the 20-day point of control. And then now it's coming back down. This is the first day of a new quarter, new month. So we have the monthly pivot and the quarterly pivot that shifted down here. I'm saying down here because they were way higher before. And now we are opening with a gap above yesterday's range, with inventory about 99% long from yesterday's close. But we just corrected a lot of it in this move down. So the first thing to look for when I see a day like this, that we have long inventory with a gap above or below, is a correction of inventory towards the, first of all, to fill the RTH gap, right? Which in this case it fills at 65.83. And then from there, I'm gonna be watching to see if we can get to the close, the official close of the day, right? And if we are able to accept inside the range, right? Accepting inside the range is gonna be a little more bearish, and then usually that means that we can look for a retracement of the value area. In this case, it's a double distribution, so we have single prints here, and then we have the other distribution here. So I wouldn't be looking for the whole thing to be retraced, because I would be looking at this as two different sessions. So this would be one and this would be another one. So if we accept in here, we'll be looking for this area 65, what is it, 25-ish. Let me see what the top of the single prints are. Yeah, 65.29 actually is the top of the single prints. So that would be the targeting in the case that we get inside the range, we take the lows from the overnight session, and then we accept inside the range. So top of the single prints. At which point we would have to see the reaction there. If we find buyers there, that would be a indication that we're probably gonna see a move back towards this point of control at 65.70, but we have to see how the session plays out and what the order flow is like. Right now there's a lot of conflicting information, like we keep seeing, like, no, we're gonna allow Iran to, we're gonna stop bombing, we're gonna, even if they don't open the strait. Then now Trump just said that if they need to open it, like, it's a lot of conflicting messages. So keep watching oil, keep watching volatility, keep paying attention to those headlines, because they keep coming. This market was rallying in the hopes that there was some kind of resolution of that conflict, but I don't think it's happening yet. So if we fill the gap, or fail to fill the gap, and then find buyers, this is gonna be a little choppy, because we have all these high volume areas here, and then we have this low volume area here with the monthly pivot. So I think that moving higher here is not gonna take us too far initially. Maybe if there's like a slow grind higher, eventually we can break out of this area and then go back to that 20-day point of control. But if that's the case, we have this session right here. So holding above value area low from this session, I'm not showing the screen. Holding above value area from this session targets value area high from this session, which is right above this quarterly pivot and the 20 daily moving average, and that number is 66.58. So value area high for this session from March 25th is 66.58. So that would be the target in case we start trading above this 20-day point of control. I think that's about it. Like, if for some reason we fill the single print and we hold below this 6500 area, then we have this whole distribution that I was talking about yesterday. We were looking at this as the lower distribution and this the higher distribution with this as a transition area. If we get back below 6500, I think we could see a pretty quick drop into the low side of this range. So I'm not calling for that, but that's something to keep in mind, because this market on a weekly time frame is still one time framing down. So even on the daily has been one time framing down until yesterday, which was the first day that we broke above the highs of the previous session. So now we're in balance, and if today we hold above this high and do not break the low here, then we're gonna start shifting to a one time framing up on the daily time frame. Okay, NQ. So if you see the difference between ES and NQ, ES this morning just got to that 20-day point of control. NQ still has a gap here and still hasn't retested that 20-day point of control. It's a little weaker. Crude, after hitting 107 on the news yesterday, it got down all the way to 96.5, but now it's moving higher again. Gold had a nice rally here into that resistance area I mentioned. Let's look at silver here. Silver's also testing that 21 EMA. Let's see. It's looking kind of there's really not a big area of volume other than this 77.5 above, that's the 90-day point of control. But then this all kind of looked like there was a lot of acceptance above in the last 90 days. The high was way up here, so not sure if silver can take another trip to revisit those highs. The dollar was coming down pretty hard last night, so that's what caused all these commodities to move higher. Metals moving higher, so we shall see. The last thing I wanted to say is that today we also have S&P manufacturing PMI at 945 and ISM manufacturing at 10 a.m. and crude oil inventories at 10:30. And then Trump is talking at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. So we'll see what he says. I think the market's going to have a big reaction on that. All right. Good luck.